Welcome back to another What Sold Weekend Edition video. So these are my sales from Friday, May 30th until Monday, June 2nd. I cannot believe I say this every new month. Like I can't believe we're in another new month, right? Can't believe we're in June, okay? I don't know where May went. Like May flew by and I definitely have a feeling it's going to be the same thing with June. I am busy this month. I am definitely going to try to keep my upload schedule, but I am very busy this month. My mother has appointments. My dog Max has appointments. Guys, keep Max in your prayers. He has a procedure tomorrow. And I'm a little nervous. But yeah, Max has protein leaking enteropathy, which he has had since he's been about 4 years old. We have been able to manage it with prescription food, a very strict prescription food diet. And he's 13 now, but he is having a pretty bad flare-up of it. His blood work results have not been going in the direction that we had hoped. So tomorrow he has to go in for an ultrasound. So prayers for Max. Prayers for Max, guys. I am pretty nervous about it. I also have an appointment for my mom tomorrow. I mean, it's like, I'm telling you, this week is going to be nuts. But anyway, we're going to keep trucking. We're going to get through it. So anyhow, like I said, I am going to try to keep my upload schedule, even though I do have a few crazy weeks in June where I just have a tremendous amount of stuff going on. Anyway, so we're going to get into this weekend sales. Hopefully we're going to get through this. I'm going to try to stop being so chatty because I do have a dinner date with two of my daughters. It's kind of a late birthday for one of my daughters. So yeah, lots going on, guys. So anyway, these are my sales from Friday until now when I'm filming this. You know, unless something was canceled or not paid for or whatever, I don't include those. But anyway, let's jump into it. First item is a vintage Joseph Originals girl with rhinestone shoes from the Make Believe series. This was a fantastic sale. I purchased, I think 2, possibly 3, I can't remember, Joseph Originals at a thrift store that I don't normally go to. It was way out of town. I picked this up a little over a year ago. Like I said, with either one or 2 others. I honestly can't remember right now. But anyway, I paid up for these gals, but it was worth it. It was definitely worth it. I took a best offer of $191 plus shipping on this little gal. Next is an Avaya charcoal gray digital telephone, new and open box. This sold for $90 plus shipping. Next is a Portland leather sidekick pouch in the Baja colorway. This sold for $19.99 plus shipping. Portland leather stuff doesn't stay long in my inventory, so I love finding it. I did find a couple pieces this weekend, and unfortunately they put sticky stickers on them. That is one bad thing about leather. If you guys ever have a yard sale, don't put stickers on your leather. Don't price it at all and just give the people a price, or use something you can tie on, because the stickers ruin the leather. It can be very hard to get off. So I'm just going to list the 2 I found this weekend, you know, like kind of as is or whatever. But yeah, I love finding Portland leather stuff. I pick it up from this one particular place almost every year, but I won't be for long because they're moving. Anyway, moving on. I said I wasn't going to chat. I broke my rule, like what, 4 minutes in? So anyway, next is a Longaberger small oval casserole. This sold for $35 plus shipping. That was from my big haul last summer. Next is a Longaberger recipe basket with cards. This was a fairly recent pickup from a yard sale. This sold for $36 plus shipping. Then we have another Longaberger piece, a Longaberger handle tie-on in the Majolica Garden pattern. This sold for $16.99 with free shipping. Lots of Longaberger this weekend. This one's a cool one. This is a cool sale. I sold this Roberts Power Re-Stretcher. It is a carpet stretcher tool for someone that installs carpets. Now, there are way newer models of this out now. I believe this is a pretty vintage piece. The newer models go for thousands, hundreds or thousands. And I bet you they do a lot. I bet the newer ones do a lot of the leg work, the knee work. If you've ever seen someone install carpet, like, they really got to kick the crap out of it, like kind of with their knees. I don't know how those guys do that day in and day out, right? But anyway, this one is an older model and it sold for $139.99 with free shipping. I shipped it FedEx. It is pretty heavy. It's actually a very heavy tool, but I shipped it FedEx for about $15. So nothing crazy. Anyway, I got this on day 2 of a sale. It was raining. Michelle and I were running around to a couple sales, and I wasn't filming. I wasn't filming that particular day because of the rain, and it was just like, you know, it was just kind of one of those things. We decided kind of like mid-morning to just jump in the car and go check out some sales together. So anyway, this was in a barn. Everything was free. I don't know if everything was free the entire time they've had this sale, but when we got there, everything was free. So, we walked in the bottom floor and it was kind of like nothing was really there. And I'm like, all right, well, I don't know, we'll see. So we took a trip up to the second floor and I was just like kind of looking at everything. It really didn't look like anything that I normally pick up at all. It was a lot of junk. Okay, I'm breaking my rule again because I got to tell this story. So anyway, there were 3 rolls of fencing. Not super tall, but that's not helping. You guys can't tell, but it was probably about maybe like 2 to 3 feet high, maybe 2 feet high. Anyway, I wanted it for my garden, even though in hindsight that would have never been tall enough. But anyway, so I got these 3 rolls of fencing and I was so excited about them. They were so dirty. We were in a barn, right? So there's like mud and grass and all kinds of stuff hanging off this. And when I say fencing, it was like almost chicken wire, but maybe like a step up from chicken wire. And Michelle's like, I cannot believe you are putting that in your car. Well, this is why my car looks the way it does. I put all kinds of crap in my car. Anyway, I forgot to take it out of my car. And the next day I had a town-wide garage sale to go to. So here I am the next day in this town and I have all this, not only is it me, it's Michelle. She came with me. So we need room for 2 people's stuff. And here I am with a trunk full of chicken wire, fencing, whatever you want to call it. So we rolled up to this one yard sale and this guy had a lot of stuff that looked like that. It was kind of, dirty, muddy, stuff like that. So I just said to him, I'm like, would you mind if I gave this to you? Like, I will put it out in your yard sale and you can sell it. Hopefully you make a couple bucks on it. And he was like, yeah, sure. Throw it out here. So I got rid of my free fencing. I was actually pretty upset for about 3 minutes and then it passed. Because I needed room. I needed room in the car. I can't believe I forgot to take that out, but yeah, I can believe it. Anyway, back to the carpet stretcher. So I ended up I took a look at it and I was like, what the heck is this thing? And then I looked it up and I was like, oh, these actually sell. So I'm like, it's free, I'll grab it. So that's what I did. And it did sit in my warehouse for a few weeks before I listed it. And maybe 2 weeks, two, 3, 2.5, something like that. I don't know, maybe 2. Anyway, finally got it listed. It sold in like, I think a day. So yeah, that was a great pickup. And I know, a very long story. So let's get moving back on here. All right, next is a vintage Ainsley bone china bouquet of roses. This sold for $55 plus shipping. This I picked up last fall at a garage sale. Next is 2 skeins of Charisma Lane cornflower yarn. These sold for $14.99 with free shipping. And then we have a Polish pottery pinch bowl, dip bowl, so many different uses. This sold for $11 plus shipping. Picked that up a couple of weeks ago to garage sale. Then I sold a set of Anna Griffin toner sheets. These sold for $25 plus shipping. And I think this buyer may actually be a viewer, but I'm not 100% sure. You do have the same username, I believe, as a viewer. I don't know. But she did send me a message about buying another set and combining, and I took the shipping off for her, but I don't think she saw my messages. So now her item has shipped. So anyway, next is a Dixon's religious coffee mug. This sold for $12.99 plus shipping. Then to a viewer, Lori. Lori purchased this Rudolph and Clarice Hallmark ornament and a Disney Winnie the Pooh Hallmark ornament. Both recent pickups from, I believe I got those at the sale where I got all of that pottery, which was in a video, but I did not go through everything that I purchased on video because I ended up with so much stuff and my GoPro died that day. But these, I believe these did come from there. Anyway, they totaled $64.98. So thank you, Lori, for your purchases. Now, also to a viewer, Ellen, who just recently had a birthday. She purchased these Lennox gingerbread boy and girl Christmas candy dish set and this Hallmark cat, pumpkin, and ghost tea light holder for a total of $37 plus shipping. So thank you, Ellen. They were both fairly recent purchases. Next is a vintage Nolan Miller black velvet crop tank. This sold for $18 on best offer plus shipping. And I sold a Nickelodeon Paw Patrol backpack. I have had this for a lifetime. I actually had a couple of them. I have one left. It sold for $9.88 plus shipping. Next is, and that was a Walmart dollar clearance, baby. I'm not really saying the prices, but every now and then I slip up. Next is 2 Lily Pulitzer coffee mugs. Lead a Colorful Life. These sold for $25 plus shipping for the pair. Next is a Fisher Price Imaginext mountain climber figure. This sold for $19.99 with free shipping. That came out of some kind of a bulk buy. Next is a pair of Took black faux suede multi-strap Mary Jane shoes. These sold for $49.99 pretty much right after I listed them. These were a recent pickup. I picked them up last weekend. So yeah, that was a very, very, very good sale for those. Then I sold another Anna Griffin piece, 3D Rococo frame dies. These sold for $25 plus shipping. And then I sold a Tiffany & Co. farm pattern money piggy bank. This sold for $49.99 plus shipping. This was an estate sale pickup over the winter. And then I sold a pair of unisex Crocs. These were a recent pickup as well. I think these may have come from a rummage sale. These sold for $19 plus shipping. And then I sold a vintage Central Tool micrometer in the original box. This sold for $15 plus shipping. My sales are so random. it's so funny. I'm selling, I don't know. It doesn't even make sense when you look at it. Like you see all the, like I'm selling this vintage micrometer and then I'm selling a Tiffany bank and gothic shoes. And then we have a Paw Patrol book bag. I don't know. I love it. I love it though. I love selling a variety. I am not the type of person that could just sell the same item over and over and over. I would be bored to death. Bored to death. So yeah. Anyway, moving on. Next is a Mont Saint Michael perfume set. And this I picked up last year, I believe, and it sold for $50 on best offer plus shipping. Next is a Torrid lightly lined t-shirt bra and matching cheeky panties. This set sold for $40 plus shipping. New with tags. It was an estate sale find. And then I sold a Victoria's Secret lace bra. This sold for $14.99 plus shipping. Next is a pair of men's Asics sneakers. These sold for, new in box, these sold for $60 on best offer, plus shipping. Then I sold a Laura Ashley Bedford standard pillow sham. This came from the estate sale where I bought a bunch of Polish pottery a couple months ago. This sold for $25 plus shipping. This next item was a recent pickup and I was not filming that day. I went to just a couple local sales on Friday. Again, you know, sales were questionable. Sorry, I was reading a text. Sales were questionable because the weather was questionable, but there ended up being a few, but I wasn't filming. And of course, that's when I find some good stuff, you know. But anyway, picked this up. And it sold right away. This Nora Fleming Swiss Dot rectangular serving platter, which is retired. It sold for $99 plus shipping. Next to a viewer, Jean. Jean purchased the other large sun face. Now I've sold both of the large ones and I just have the two small ones left. These were in yesterday's flea market video. So this one sold for $29.99 plus shipping. Thank you very much, Jean. I love this one. This is so cute. I hope you enjoy it. Ooh. I don't know what just happened to my screen here. Having issues. I'm always having issues. Okay. Next is a lot of 5 Old Willow Stitchery threads. These sold for $20 plus shipping. Then I sold 2 vintage mid-century brass cats. These sold for $19 plus shipping. These are small. They're not the large ones. And then 2 different sets. Well, they're to the same set, but a lot of 4 soup bowls and a lot of 4 salad plates for a total of $55 plus shipping in the Gibson Safari pattern. Then I sold 2 more pieces of the Barbie clothing. This first one is the Fashion Avenue front row at the spring show. This sold for $39.99 plus shipping. And then I also sold the Millicent Roberts City Slicker set for $25 plus shipping. I sold a few of these last week as well. These were a flea market purchase a month or so ago, if you guys remember that video. Then I sold 2 Brooks Women Drive 3 Pocket Run Bras. These were also a yard sale pickup. This one I did not catch on film. There was a gentleman who, I believe he was some kind of executive at Brooks. He worked there and he had a yard sale and he just had tons and tons and tons of Brooks stuff. He had it priced, he had it pretty priced up, but he did make a pretty good deal with me. And then, you know, tossed in like, okay, you know, you buy 3, you get 1 free or whatever. So he tossed in a couple extras. And then after I paid him, he's like, oh, go grab something else. And in that lot of stuff, I ended up getting myself a really nice brand new pair of Brooks Ghost 15s, I think they are. Ghost Max 15 sneakers, which I think they're like well over $150, and I got them for $50 for myself. So that was like really awesome. And then I got a bunch of the clothes to resell. Anyway, these 2 bras sold for $69.94 with free shipping. And next is a set of 4 Lennox Floral Fusion luncheon plates. These sold for $59.99 plus shipping. And lastly is a pair of Aristocats and Chippendale fuzzy slippers. These sold for $18 with free shipping. So that is going to wrap it up. I said I was going to make this quick, and I just really told so many stories. I really didn't do what I was telling myself to do, but yeah, I should have known better. I know how I am. Anyway, guys, that's going to wrap up this weekend's What Sold video. I hope you have enjoyed it. All of my kids are blowing up my phone. I gotta see what's going on here. I'll see you guys in the next one. And remember, prayers for Max. Thank you. Bye.